Pixar movie using AI?
1 month ago, I decided to make Pixar-like movies on my channel, but I didn't know how. But I also thought with the advancement of AI, I could likely make something cool. I started by drawing a rough sketch of what I wanted, then I went to ChatGPT and paid for the pro version. I thought he might be able to create some still images for our storyboard, and then all we had to do was find an AI that could animate these images. But he was incredibly inconsistent. I even tried training my own custom bot, but it was still horrible. Before long, I had exceeded my maximum number of images, and I got banned from ChatGPT for a couple of hours. Without finishing the storyboard, I decided to move on anyway and try to animate some of these images. But the animation looks, well, AI made. And it can't do anything beyond just basic movements. I started looking at alternatives, like how do you take a 2D image and turn it into a 3D model? And then you can just rig and animate that model. But these tools still have a far way to go. And since I didn't know how to model a character, I was uncertain that I would be able to fix the imperfections that I needed to fix to make them work. After spending a couple of days of researching and trying AI tools to try and make an animated film, I started to feel discouraged. I mean, I had sold my house and invested every dollar I had to start a YouTube channel making films, but I could not for the life of me figure out a way to make a good 3D animated film. My wife sat down next to me and said, "Why don't you just do it yourself?" Her advice was to stop looking at AI-driven shortcuts and just take the time to learn how to model characters, build scenes, rig, and animate myself. It was an extremely daunting task, but I knew she was right, and I also knew I couldn't do it alone. Since I know pretty much nothing, I searched for the best 3D software courses for beginners and came across this one here. For $200? That's how much money I made showing my superhero film in the theater. Could I really justify spending it all on one course? Nah. I just searched for the course again on Google and clicked on their ad and found the exact same course for $30. On our first day, we made this lighthouse scene entirely from simple shapes, and on the second day, we made a dungeon. And that's when I brought my 7-year-old daughter down over to help me create our first ever 3D animated film. Now granted, this is my very first 3D animated short film, but if you compare it to the other films on my channel, like Santa Claus, Wolfman, even Day Hero, it didn't do that great. Now, I'd only spent a couple of days working on it, and I was still a newbie. I had a list of 3D animated movies to make, and it was taking me such a long time to create them, especially with this do everything yourself from scratch method. I began to wonder if somehow AI might once again help me create these Pixar style short films. I'm not giving up on learning from scratch, but I believe that AI will eventually be able to speed up certain parts of the process for me. I also think the better one understands the traditional tools combined with new AI innovation, the greater will be our capacity to create. So I decided to give AI just another go. But this time I wanted to keep it very simple. I would narrate a story and have AI just create the images with only slight AI animation for the story. The animations had to be extremely subtle because anything with too much movement and it would end up looking really wonky. I've now made a couple of short films with this AI animation help. And my answer to the question if AI can make a Pixar movie, it's no. At least not yet. However, you can create something now with AI, and I believe if we learn to embrace it and create with what we have today, as it grows and improves, so will we. And if you want to see my latest AI made short film, click here.